fall for flight, please.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does anybody else want to sign up for public comment?
All right, thank you for all coming. There's one thing I want to announce before we start, and this is, I want to introduce Marla Auer here, and also Diana Klein. These are the two people that have been instrumental in the super seniors. And so it's the flexible for the one and Diana. This started back when Judy Mayon was town clerk. And so we'd like to name the super seniors project Judy Mayon. Mayon. For the project on the and so I guess we can make a resolution next point. And also we want to thank Julie Shapiro.
Yes.
All right, so doing the chapter. And you know, I just gotta say something. I went to two of them so far. They were crowded. Either we got hungry seniors, or just need to be around people more. It's such a nice thing to see when they came there. And I want to thank also the farmer for donating all the veggies. They were given as much as we want, and we have actually given it to the seniors. I don't know if the seniors have done that. They've done it at both places, and all the guys. And Michael, also, I want to thank you also for delivering everything. And everybody involved with that. Hey, this is who we are.
Can I make a comment? Goes back to Judy Mahan. Not only did she did everything in the town hall, we're doing it in the firehouse, which I do like, but for her, it was just her and her one or two clerks. She actually made the soup. And her daughter made the desserts. I mean, it was showing how much work, you know, it's taken 10 of us about to get this thing going each week, but it is great, and everybody is having such a good time with it. So I'm so glad we got it started again. And I gotta say, it only started up because one of the Hurley residents, he passed away years ago, and his family made a large donation to the library and said, we want to see that senior soup start up again. And so that's how it all
And
started.
also, we want to thank John Perry.
For the recreation, yes. Right, so then the libraries got together with recreation, and so it became a town, firehouse, and library collaboration, and that just makes it so much nicer.
It is.
Yes, but I gotta say, we really worked hard on that, but people love it, and I'm so happy that we're continuing it, and hope to get it going for years.
We will have, at the next meeting, we'll have the resolutions to name it.
That would be great.
Super senior.
Very nice.
And again, Marla and Diana, thank you.
Well, it's been a lot of pleasure.
Okay, all right, we're ready to talk about, I'm Mike Bonds,
Jeff Doherty, Diana Klein,
Gregory Simpson.
John Perry will be here shortly. He'll be here. I know.
I bet you did.
He went up?
He wasn't there.
He went to the town hall.
He wasn't there. I just left.
Oh, okay.
All right, I make a motion to open up public comment number one.
Second.
All right, seconded by Gregory. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, who wishes to speak? You have a list there?
Julian Freed. Want to start us off?
Is it non-agenda items or
Yes.
anything?
Huh?
Okay.
And by the way, before you get about Julian, know that the first meeting of each month is going to be here
For the next, till October.
until October.
Yes.
Julie Freed, West Hurley. So just wanted to make an important announcement for those who follow the Turgeon Battery storage project. There will be a public hearing. I have flyers. I maybe only need 10 of them. If anyone needs more information, I'll give you my email afterwards. There's a public hearing on Monday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. at One Town Bull Drive, where the town of Old Creek meetings are held. So basically, just a little information. So the stage of the seeker, the state environmental quality review, the scoping process is the time to evaluate whether the studies proposed so far are adequate or incomplete. So scoping determines which environmental issues must be studied in detail before the project can move forward. Community members are encouraged to review the draft scope of work, which is a 17 or 18-page document, carefully to identify what is missing, what needs further studies, and that's a typo, and what questions remain unanswered. So you can comment on any of the issues, impacts of siting a project next to residential neighborhoods, whether alternative locations or site layout should be considered. For example, maybe the project could be downsized, or maybe there could be an alternative location, alternative battery technology, potential impacts to environmental justice communities. I believe there is a designated environmental justice community locally, so there are special considerations that need to take place. Fire safety risks and emergency response planning, impacts of water resources, light and noise pollution, traffic and transportation impacts, and effects on wildlife and natural resources. So if you're going to comment, try to stick to those categories. There is note of a missing category, which I think is a massive one, and that's impacts on air quality and humidity. If you do your research, you'll find that when lithium-ion batteries burn, there are toxic chemicals that are emitted every single time. So that should be important. I put some basic information here on the website, the directions on where to find the information, who to send your comments to in the event you can't go to this hearing. You could send your comments to the town clerk, and basically, it's a 60-day period. So if you can't go to a meeting, you have 60 days to submit your comments, and it needs a specific title, which is all on there. So if anyone's interested and wants one of these flyers, I have them for you. I can give you one as well. So, that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So,
Yeah.
so the comments, if can we send in comments? No, let me rephrase that. Do you have specific comments that you want forwarded at that public hearing?
I mean, it's
Specific,
like specific.
yeah,
to
not,
you.
yeah,
I mean, it's what you would want to. I had already a bunch of categories. I've been doing my own stuff. I've been compiling a bunch of
I know.
comments already, but
You share with them.
yeah, well, what I'm trying to figure out is that a lot of people might not have all the details that you have.
right.
So if you had a letter that we could all sign on to,
You
for
want like a
example.
template? Is that what you're asking?
basically what I'm asking for is a document that allows us to petition on your behalf. So 100 people could sign the same document written by you, but in support of.
Okay, so basically I would compile maybe a document of all the questions I have, and then people would sign off.
Sign off on them, that we agree with all of these questions. Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah. Because you're so knowledgeable about everything. You know a lot about what's going on, and a lot of people don't. So you can help us kind of really get.
I mean, I can get it, I mean, I don't know how far out I can get that into the community, but I certainly.
You can send it to us.
Send it to us, we'll.
And we'll put it away.
That sounds good to me, I can do that.
I imagine it's gonna be a well-attended public hearing, so you know what the.
I mean, I hope so far people will come on Facebook, so hopefully that's.
Oh,
more
no,
than
I
that.
think more than that, but do you know what the number of people that are allowed in that building, just so they'll know?
I think the town of Worcester,
I don't think it's that much.
70 or, I don't know. I don't know how many people are gonna go. I don't know if you want to reach out. Maybe there's an alternative.
That's not big enough.
I don't know if there's
He's
even
not calling
8
it us.
people there. I tried. But yeah. Yeah, so I will get that together. I will send that out before the end of the week. And then that should be enough time for you to review it, sign. If you have additional input, comment,
Yeah,
add it.
yeah,
include it, and
yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Also one thing here to talk about this, we have on the agenda here that we're gonna pass a more, a public hearing, and we're gonna schedule, because we have put up a ban more or less on it though. So we're gonna schedule the next, board meeting, and then we're gonna go through the secret process, everything, at the same time. And go through. What we're gonna do right away is we're gonna send our ban proposal to all the board members. Regulations. Our ban regulations, all right, to the board, to the Ulster County Planning Board also, to the zoning board of appeals and also to, our planning board to get their input also. So next, so at the next board meeting, the 24th, we're gonna schedule a public hearing. Yeah.
They wouldn't fund the ban because we're gonna have. all
What's
that
on
done
the
yet.
moratorium extended so that there's more work expiring, or get through all the.
Okay. Thank you, Julian.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Jillian.
Anybody else?
Angela? What else?
My name is Angela Danielson from West Hurley. I'm not so sure if you folks have addressed this already, but I'd like to get on record my concern for what happened here on Town Hall, I should say, a couple of weeks ago. And my only comment really is, I'm hoping that the town will have some sort of a safety mechanism in place proactively going forward, because I'm particularly concerned about the discussions and proposal of the detention center in Chester, New York, which is coming out of us. And I think it's time to be hyper and to have safety for the members who are working. During these, that if it happened once, if it happened yet, then that's why. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Angela.
Information officer.
Anybody else?
She wants to sign the second half. That's all I have for the first.
Anybody wish to speak? For the whole meeting? All right, make a motion to, adjourn. Make a motion to close public comments. In favor? Okay. Approval of the minutes?
There are 2 minutes that we haven't approved, the 29th and the 6th, I believe. I don't yet have the 27th from you.
No, we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Oh, no, Sunday.
Have we?
I have January
Minutes?
6th.
Gregory? I have, there were some comments that were made.
One or two comments, right?
There's a, on the organizational minutes,
Yeah.
I got a couple changes from the planning department on the expiration dates of the terms. Janet Briggs is to 12/31/32. And of course, Greg was a typo on there, it's 2031. And to be alternate 2 would expire at the end of 26. The town justice Tracy Kellogg's term is for 4 years. So that would go to 229. And that's okay.
What it was, I spoke to Casey O'Connell, who is the judge, the District 3, which oversees Ulster County, and he said that when a judge, even if it's replacing someone, it's fine, no matter what the term complete, they start fresh, 4 years. And the only thing wrong with that is then we have both John Parker and Tracy Kellogg running at the same time.
It's been that way, but it's done well, that's the way.
It is what it is.
They used to be every 2, but it hasn't been that way in a long time.
Okay.
So those are the changes I have for the January 6th meeting.
Well, actually, we'll be upset.
Maybe changes already to this.
There's something in there about reorg, it said reorg.
Right, so say organization meetings and reorg, and I think
Okay.
if there's anything else that's already embedded. That's what I got. Anybody else has any changes or comments?
All right, do we accept the January 6th meeting? Minutes?
Motion to-
Motion to approve as amended.
Motion for as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and the other one, Brent?
The December, late December
December 29th.
9th, I think.
Any changes? Greg? Hold on, I think. No. All right. I make a motion to approve the December 29th, 2025 minutes. All in favor? All right. While you're at it, so far, how about your clerk's report?
It's next.
That's next. Okay, all right. Supervisor's report. All right, you have the financial that we supposed to give you last month. I don't need to follow up on this, but I now share an office with Wendy. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you share an office with me. Or Wendy's office. I'm subletting it. The first time, well, actually, it's not the first time, but I seen someone work real hard, extremely hard. And I really have to admire what she has done and so forth. Being in the same office with me, that's trying. Being in the same office is hard, even more trying. But I really appreciate what you've done. I've seen what she's done so far. And other places have an assistant bookkeeper, someone to help her. You're on her own. And the way things are going right now, it's a massive job. And I just want to thank you so much, Wendy.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Wendy.
You could move out of my office.
I have no idea what peace and quiet means. All right, my other thing is that we have a major issue at town hall. We have sprung a leak. We have sprung a leak. What's happening is that because there's no insulation in the attic, the snow on the roof is melting. It's coming down to the gutters where it freezes. We have an ice dam there. The water starts backing into the building itself. And so when the rain is pouring, and so basically we have like 4 weeks in the building that we are now deconstructing. All right, and so we had to move things around. As Wendy, with my office, the assessor's office is also being deconstructed. The court have issues with it also. This is another building, and it's aging poorly with the same. So I'd like to somehow, sooner than later, bring up the fact that we need another building. The only good thing about it, before they can start deconstructing the building or fixing it, they had to go do an asbestos testing to make sure we passed. Asbestos there, so now we can deconstruct it. Now we're gonna go and build it. And the good thing about it, this hopefully will be covered by insurance. Okay. All right, the next, anybody wants to?
Well, I just want to thank the highway for such a super job. It's cold weather. I saw them moving all that snow. You know, they'd already plowed, but now they had to move because the snowbanks were so high. And the ground was freezing cold, so I gotta give them a lot of credit and, good job.
I also want to thank the transfer station people. I mean, I was up there the past Saturday, and it's brutal. It's incredible. I was up there with 0 degrees temperature.
Oh, we will be up there.
And in fact, one Saturday, they had no water and they had no electricity and no heat. But they stayed open. So and then Javier and his crew are doing a fantastic job.
Anybody outside this corner? Because support them.
All right, the next thing we have here is Mike, do you want to speak at all about the highway department?
I'd just like to express my appreciation for the crew. They, the big storm, they worked 32 hours straight, and in the temperatures they've been out there. And you see them working, but you don't see them coming in to repair this stuff because the cold is pretty brutal on the equipment. But the snow blower was out, blowing the banks back, the front end loader was out, pushing stuff back. Doing snow removal in a few areas now in the cul-de-sacs, but it's, we're getting back to what we used to do. We haven't seen that kind of a storm. And, so they work hard, down too, but everybody picked up the pace and they're doing a good job. Just want you to know though, just for the side, that a few of the trucks froze solid, even the big trucks that were solid salt. The salt even froze in the back of the trucks that bouncing it out my hand. So keep that in mind.
I do want to talk about, what's going on here. We met, highway department, we met with some of the town board people, talking about the garage more or less. One of the things that we're doing is that looking around, talking to other highway departments, so forth, a heated garage is necessary. It really is necessary. As much as we think about saving money, in the long run, we're not gonna save money if we put like more wear and tear on the trucks that we have here, and that's gonna be damaged. I've actually seen one truck that was in an unheated garage, frozen solid. To the point that they can't even use it. Makes sense, right? So we are going back right now, and well, at least my suggestion is to go back, look at the entire project again, with the whole thing there, and then bid it out and see exactly how much it would cost. And then from there, you can start, changing certain things.
We don't need to look at it again. We've already looked at it.
Well,
Just go out.
Let's let the bid go out for the full garage, the heated garage, and then see what comes back and so forth. We suspect, we were told that it'll be like 9.4 million, maybe not. So like, what we want to do basically is, after seeing how these guys work so hard clearing the snow, they need a decent place to live.
Still have to put more energy into trying to find grant monies and funding besides tax dollars.
I have already spoken to both Sarah Hanna and Michelle Hinchy, Michelle Hinchy, about any kind of grant funding going to.
We also have to go to Riley and have to go.
I have somebody from Josh Riley to reach out to.
We need to, my goal when I put that first money away back 17, 18 years ago was to build a garage where we didn't have to dig into our taxpayer pockets. And I know when I first proposed this back in 2018, we put $4 million. But I still think that we really put our heads together and work hard that we can come up with finances that help offset. That's the taxpayer.
I really think that to me, as a taxpayer, it's foolish not to get those cars. That's
We
right.
have $1 million equipment, and it's a big investment, but again, we can't do our job. Our Woodstock, they have that geothermal in their garage up there, and their trucks froze. Because the geothermal doesn't really work up there because they built it on top of an underground stream. When you think about it, that salt from Michael Lake. You see the water that's running in the cannon, but there's all that bank running in there, so there's a lot more underneath. That would never really get to that 55-degree temperature that we need to geothermal. So their geothermal doesn't work real well, and all their trucks froze up too inside. And it takes that truck out of service.
I want to tell you something. Last year, we had 3 snow days. December, we had 6. We've had 3 in January. That's 9 snow days. I'm not used to it. Okay.
They're on alert tonight because it's over gonna get some ice. Okay, hope not.
All right, I want Diana, you want to introduce the Housing Advisory Committee, and see what your liaison?
Yes, we're gonna talk, I don't know if people remember, we had somebody from the county Chi Board Farmer who introduced us to become part of a housing smart community incentive, and what we're trying to do, housing advisory committee, and really what it is recognizing that we're in a housing crisis, and we had to try to figure out what can this town do about it, and how can we do something about it. So we have Sherry Peters, she's gonna do a slideshow. Neil Blackadder is here, he's on the committee. Betsy Blair is here, she's on the committee. Myself, not here is Michael Wetland and Debbie Castle. So take it away, Sherry.
Diana, so my name is Sharon Pettis, I live in Old Hurley, and to the Housing Committee, so the next slide, please.
Sure.
So we hold the meeting
Oh,
for-
I'm sorry. That was on me.
Only the meeting for, last fall, but we, have gotten projects done. So our major or assignment is very broad. So we have been assigned to review the housing needs of Hurley. That's very broad.
So our first job was to say, okay, how can we get help the citizens in Portland? People in all the communities, not just Hurley, are worried about housing as they age, or they're worried about housing as they have children who are growing up and who need a place to live if they. The next slide. So what we decided to do was partner with Ulster County Housing Smart Communities Initiative, and that is basically a program that gives us free consulting, free legal services to a point, free access to people in Ulster County who can help us with the housing needs of Portland. And specifically, we've been meeting with someone named Kai Warren Farmer. Actually, I shouldn't just say Kai, but the whole Housing Smart Initiatives has been categorized into these 6 categories with 12 subcategories. And so the committee looked at all 12 of them, and we were like, oh, can we do all 12? Well, we're only 5 people who 4, and then Mike is signed up to attend all our meetings. So we had to narrow down our focus. So the next slide, please. So how do we decide what to focus on at the housing committee? We looked at the survey. I don't know if you could call it just a little bit more. But Hurley did a survey in 2024, and the last slide was very telling. Yeah, so we looked at these comments. Keep taxes low. Hurley's rural, keep it rural. We need affordable rental and home buying choices. Younger people, working class people can't find a place to live. So this is kind of what drove our decision as a committee. Was part of it was this survey that was done in 2024. And we can just scroll back up a little bit more. The other thing that influenced our decision on what to focus was we are only 5 people. We can't do any major projects. We're limited. So, and we're volunteers, just like you guys are. And the other thing was we were driven by Kai Warren Farmer because he's worked with several communities in the area of the county. Something. Highland, Newhall. He's worked with several. So he kind of guided us as to what we should focus on. Okay, so this is what we decided to focus on out of the 12 actions. We decided to pick 4. The first one was accessory dwelling units. The second one was a property tax exemption for those folks who decide to build an ADU. The third one was to look at our short-term rental code, which we already have zoning, but we need to look at it again and just update it. And the last one was something called Hamlet living, which the committee is still learning more about, but we'll take a look at that. So let's go to the next slide and look at each one. So accessory dwelling unit, personal story. My adult son moved back in with me 4 years ago. I bought a 700 square foot house thinking I would retire in it, and all of a sudden I have a 6'4". So my first thought was, he needs a place to live, and his first thought was, I need a place to live. So ADU, that's one use for it. Another use can be, say you have an aging parent, or you yourself are aging. You want to maybe live in the ADU on your property, and your child can live in maybe a main house. So there are a lot of different reasons for an accessory dwelling unit, and there's a lot of different ways you can build an ADU. It can be attached, above your garage, or it can be inside your house, like in an attic or a basement, or it can be to convert your entire garage. So that's accessory dwelling unit. So the only problem is with accessory dwelling unit, we don't have a zoning code for accessory dwelling unit. The other thing is, there's a grant right now, $125,000 grant that Ulster County is offering, and you have to have a zoning code for accessory dwelling units to get the grants. And I applied for the grant, so I have motivation. So that's accessory dwelling units. The second one was the tax exemption. So recognizing that it costs a lot of money to build an ADU, New York State has created this program where if you build your ADUs, you can apply for a 10-year tax exemption. The first 5 years are free, and then you end up paying 25% more. So, and you just file a form with New York State, and that would go to your tax exemption. The next thing we looked at were short-term rentals, and we were praised by Tyler Farmer that we have a very good short-term rental code already because the owner has to live on the same property as the rental, and that's really generally considered a very good practice. But we wanted to take a look at it for a while, maybe shore up a few things that we didn't want to be coming over the top. And that's my house, it's not a short-term rental, but. Okay, the next one.
Come.
And the last thing we talked about, and Ty suggested this was hamlet living. So his thought was, and we're still looking into this option, it's kind of like little cottage style or even tiny home community, or where you build a house on top of a store. Or there's different ways of building these, they're called zoning overlays. So we're looking into that. I'm not very knowledgeable on that yet. What are our next steps? So the first thing that we talked about in our last meeting was Mike said, okay, we have a zoning code, it's this thick. We don't like doing things piecemeal. We want to have that entire zoning code. We can just have all the pieces all together and give it to you guys. And you're like, okay, it's done. And it goes to Ulster County and they look at it and they say, okay, approved, done. So we thought, okay, what do we need to do first to get that zoning code complete? We thought accessory dwelling units and short-term rental code, things we could do pretty quickly with that zoning code ready for that. The other things that we thought about, the tax exemption, I thought let's put in the cart before the horse. So we don't even have a zoning code yet for ADUs, but we're going to give you a tax exemption for it. So that was kind of secondary. And then hamlet living, as I said, we're still looking. If you need more information, you can view our website. Many thanks to Jeremy, who has been updating our housing advisory committee site. And you can contact any one of us or Mike. So, and I will know, of course. So, question? If you're interested in applying for the grant, it's still open. It's at rockco.org.
Thank you. I'll just say, I think the top priorities they've selected are really good.
Yeah.
Good. I think that's very focused. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry.
I hate to, bring this down a little bit level here, but like we got some news here about, we actually, in 2024, we finished equalization. We actually increased our properties up to 100%, appraised value should be assessment. Within 10 months, it went down to 92%. Community housing costs went up 8%. We just found out today that it went down, the housing price went up 13% more. So since the equalization was taken in 2024, where we are now down at 81%. 81%. And John and I were talking about this. We spoke to Brittany Santarelli, our assessor, and the question arises, we were talking before about trending, keeping it 92%. And if we did that, we would then have to raise, do another equalization up to 95%. The state will allow us to go 95% if we do another equalization, or we don't. That means we have to do another equalization coming through, increasing it by 13%. Will that affect the taxes? We don't know because we don't have the tax rate yet compiled that we're going to do it. So we have a question to ask whether the town board, do you want us to go through the trending where we go back to we appraise it 13%, leave it the way it is. There was housing in Ulster County. There was two hotspots where people are buying houses where the prices are going out the roof. That is Hurley and the town of Holland. All right.
Of course.
We are, well, yeah. It's incredible how in 2 years, less than 2 years, prices went up over 19% in Hurley.
I have a question. The last time we did that.
He's looking for what Mike's talking about.
The last time, I don't remember exactly, but the last time we did that equalization, I know it was pretty costly and took a while.
It was a little over $100,000.
$110,000.
The longer that you wait, the harder it is and the more
So there's multiple levels to look at this. If you're planning, I had this discussion with Mike, if you're planning on not initiating the 13%, then basically what you're doing is you're hoping that there's going to be some type of correction in the market. That correction in the market could take 20 years. As of right now, and I'm using that number, it could take shorter or longer. As of right now, it doesn't look like interest rates are going to be going up anytime soon. So when interest rates go up, home prices tend to come down. That would be the correction. That's not happening anytime soon. Actually, interest rates tend to be coming down right now. It means more people potentially would have more money to spend on an actual cost of a home. So you're potentially going to see the home still going up. So you have to think about where you want to be. If you don't incorporate the 13% now, and then where you're going to be in another 2, 5, 10 years if you continue down that road.
Where were we at when we did the last implementation?
60%. 60% when we first started doing it.
Well, and that may not affect the town's tax. The school
School taxes.
tax.
Most everybody
People
else
got
doesn't.
hammered big time. And I don't know if they can afford a big increase again a year later.
Right, so if you're looking at it that way, and you're looking at, an increase of almost 40% compared to 13% over each year, hopefully it's not 30% over each year, but 13 this year, maybe 8 next year. Or you wait and you do 40% again, then you're hitting the taxpayer with a larger number. Instead of a smaller adjustment, now you have a much larger adjustment than folks. There's really no win-win, but the town has to decide if you want to maintain that percentage of 95% in order to get your tax credit.
I thought I had read where the housing market was leveling off and coming down a little bit.
Not in Hurley, not Hurley.
Yeah, I mean, the Northeast as a whole, there's not a lot of inventory. So it's we don't build houses.
One thing you
We don't develop.
I just want to read something here that came from Brittany Santarelli about this today. And she said the following thing: I had a meeting in New York State today regarding the 2026 legalization rate. I was informed if we are going to trend, we would need to increase all properties across the board by 17 to 20%, which she said I would not advise doing to obtain 100% legalization rate. I was on board to trend for this year if the lesser amount was 10% or less. But because it's 17% and higher, in a sense, she suggested we don't put it in now because one of the problems we have with the school tax especially is that last year it was determined that town of Woodstock paid higher school taxes than they should have. So as a fair thing that they've done, their school taxes were lower. However, the other 4 towns, the 5 towns in the Angelo School District, the other 4 towns had to make up the difference. And that's why your school taxes really skyrocketed because of Woodstock. Because of the fact that some reason they would charge higher school taxes. And this is how it's going to be done this way. So the thing is that if we go through and do the 13% equalization, which will bring us up to 95%, and then the state will give us a 5% leeway, more or less. Will it affect property taxes in Hurley? Maybe not, unless your house really skyrocket prices. It will affect your school taxes.
If Brittany has input, I'm willing, since she's been our person for a while, I'm willing to follow her lead, her recommendation. So she wants to wait a year.
I just want the board to understand that it's not the assessor that is making this happen. No, it's the economy.
Oh, yeah.
She goes to classes and she's talking to other places.
100%.
So I'm gonna say that she's well more versed on it than I am. So I would take her recommendations.
She's recommending not to do anything now, but then,
She recommended not doing a trend. Instead of 20%.
so explain that to me. please.
So the trend would be that you go back in and you get it up to the full 100%.
Yeah, I don't think we should do that.
So she's saying not to do that.
Yeah.
But the 13%, maintaining the 95%, the state looks at that as still as 100% equalization. So you still get your tax credits.
What did she say about that?
She did not. She said, actually what she said was that should be a town board decision. not a
I have
necessity.
to
Not a
find out more about it
necessity.
before we make it. I want to do that. Yeah.
Definitely have no say.
Right. And what I would recommend is what I told Brittany about, you know, we can, you know, we have independent meetings with you all and her.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I think so then she can educate, any question and educate as much as possible. So you can have a, an informative decision based on the time.
Yeah, because I know that people said that you can do that, to stay on top of it all along, but.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was.
Right.
that far.
Incredible.
It's not just that, it isn't just. If you look on the-
Can I ask a
look,
question?
you'll see, yeah. And that's as of December 31st.
No, the thing is though, that what happened when you did the whole thing,
Yeah,
they,
it's still, so the 2 months.
most of the people that had to stay flat. Only the ones that, houses that were assessed at 200,000, now we're assessed at $1 million.
Yeah.
They had increase, right? But if your houses,
Yeah, I know. Right, not the town, but it's the school tax.
School tax.
This is where they got hammered big time.
Can I make a comment? Mike?
go ahead.
I would just say that, my school taxes got hammered the last time this happened because of the other areas around us didn't do the same thing. So then they came down after they put the equalization rate in throughout the district, and that's in Kingston School District. And I don't think it's quite so hot on this side of town as it is in West Hurley. Because there's still empty, there's still houses on the market, been on the market for several, for a while now. It's not selling as quickly in Hurley as in West Hurley.
Well, I think the school taxes for Kingston City Schools
Mhm.
is higher than Ontario.
Oh, it might be in general, but I'm just saying, because we did our thing and other towns didn't, and we took on more of the burden of the,
They get 100% for their miles.
right, until they re-equalized it, they didn't go back down. There's no
If you look at the
refunds.
county as a whole, Olive is the only one that sustains itself, and that's based on, don't forget the EP money.
Right,
So don't forget, that almost 50% of their.
Yeah.
vacancy.
Sorry, I think that's a great suggestion. Yes, I would.
Yeah, she absolutely agrees to meeting with you guys.
So what other people?
Now, Mike, you want to make a comment about the tax?
Remember the 8,000 acres that's there. I don't know what their taxes were, but I see.
They've agreed to all the equalization rate increases.
Talking about the reservoir?
They
Well, they're
agreed,
the ones who forced it.
they increased it. I mean, all their increases, they did not disagree with their debate. That I'm aware. Now, it doesn't mean that necessarily there's $7 million here and $18 million there, they just put in that.
I know we always try to keep 100% because of them.
Okay,
I have one more question. How long did it take us to get to 60%?
we haven't done
That was
it.
years, wasn't
We
it?
haven't done it.
I left office, it was like around 98, so it was probably about 2.5 years, 3 years.
No, no.
During the experience.
22, and then by the time it was 24, when we could be reset, we got out.
We didn't read out back in,
24?
no, I didn't, not in 2018.
No.
We
When I
moved
left
out.
office, it was around 90, 98, 96%. And it went down, but that's because of COVID too. You gotta remember, people are coming in and just, and you could name a number. They were doing it first. So it's not it's not a board thing, this is what's happening, it's what happened across Northeast anyway.
Okay. All right, thank you. Resolutions?
So, we as a board are looking to send a letter to Kathy Hochul. Our opposition to the erosion of homeland in New York State. We've drafted a letter and I'm going to motion a resolution proposing renewable action. The project is connected to Climate Rapid Act and affirmative town support for home rule.
Second.
Gregory seconded.
Anyone has discussion on it?
Oh, no.
Okay, no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
So those-
Thank you.
all in favor of dismissing
Yeah, four, nothing to one.
Is that-
That's the you also have in front of you, the next thing here is a local law dealing with, regulating, banning, regulating,
Battery energy storage system, so you guys all have it, really look at it, because at the end of the month, we're going to then be picking the date to schedule a hearing. And, so it's something that, other proposed changes, we want to get them in before we schedule a hearing, and keep them out of bodies of the boards. And, we get to,
One thing, Justin jumped out at me, but I'll definitely read it down.
I found at least,
well, like it, things already, max you can have like in the home, like around 40 kilowatts.
How about fire departments to do this? How about fire departments to do this?
So why don't, before the next meeting.
I'll send it to him.
All
Do
right,
you want to go ahead and schedule it? I mean, we can.
I don't. What do you think? Let's wait till next. Okay. The next meeting. Don't know.
This is 6 months.
Schedule. Well, the moratorium.
Oh,
Oh, no, I'll give it both to the same to- Do a,
And, well,
public hearing on the 24th of that day. I think-
No.
no, we're not doing that. Right?
Okay.
The daily resolution for this, and if everybody would do the public hearing on the 24th.
no,
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, no, that's the.
that's when we can announce it.
Right, so I'm just saying this.
Yeah, so we're not passing any.
Okay.
But it's for your review.
But for your review, we'll change the date.
Okay, however, we still have to do one other thing, and that is to extend the moratorium for another 6 months.
I'll second.
All right, so this is a resolution to extend the temporary moratorium on the battery energy storage system under local law. Well, get that is in 2025. All right, all right, discussion at all? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, the next one is, this is an agreement with Roland Rollins. We have our previous labor consultant has resigned. Doing this thing, so we have gone back to Roland Rollins to do our, any kind of labor negotiation, labor work, and all that. And so this is a resolution to appoint Roland Rollins. All right, you think, resolution to authorize two parties to execute agreement with Roland Rollins, Goldman, become our labor attorneys, consultants.
Are we doing it?
We're doing it, no, it's contingency.
Okay.
We're doing contingency. Multi-site.
Okay, good, that's what I was wanting. I'll second that.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yeah, so just could you just add the line, budget line, the things. Will you change that?
All right. What's your line?
Looks like 1420.4 is the attorney line.
1420.4.
No, is that what my daughter's just something like that?
No, no, my words are not, it's a lawyer. My word was a lawyer.
Oh, okay.
It's a lawyer line.
Are we adding this to
We
the
have to do
resolution?
transfer.
Yes.
I think so.
Where?
Right now.
Yes.
Okay, so we're amending it. Budget line is 1420.4. Okay, any further discussion on this? All right, all in favor?
All right.
All right, and then we have also,
Oh, just one more thing, just take our buildings.
I thought we caught all of them.
well, I thought she's not here.
He's not here and Rick's not here, so I guess it's two quotes up.
Next one is also. All right, this one, we're gonna hold off because Gregory wants to he has the contract. I can send you all the contract also. We'll look at it somewhere. And again, this is something, just a review, and I'll send the contract to you. It's a little different. It's like
I
5
haven't
days.
had a chance to thoroughly review it, wasn't it, but I.
Between last year's contract, this is.
Okay, so Matt, you'll send it to us after you review it? Look at it first.
Why don't, yeah, Mike send it out to everyone and then I really can't do all that.
Special
We'll have the, what is resolution? Okay, next one is resolution to appoint temporary aggregate zoning enforcement officer. Reason why we're doing this is because our zoning enforcement officer, Paul Thomas, has retired. And so right at this point here, we are looking for zoning enforcement officer. Meanwhile, we're going to temporarily appoint our two,
Municipal code
municipal code
officers.
officers as acting.
It's got parts name wrong.
Get it on?
Yeah, therefore we would go. Like,
Kimball with an I.
Campbell. E.
and the next paragraph as well.
Or Kimball.
Kimball.
So
Yeah, I got
make
it.
a motion to accept as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
The remote policy, hold up one.
Yeah, so the remote policies on here, it's my understanding that, some of the recommended changes have not been added to this draft. So I think you guys are just gonna, review it and, then if you want me guys to, then I think that,
Yeah, I'll look at that.
Okay, also, one of the things that, we have done, and this is because of, we have tried in the past, we've tried in the past to lower the speed limit on Route 209, US 209, and we've been rebuffed. The safety committee, the town board, we've been rebuffed by the state. However, on September 1st of 2025, there was a fatal accident right in town of Hurley, right by Bethel Road. And everything that we realized that we didn't want to happen, happened. And
It was the speeding.
it was speeding
It was
thing,
the speeding.
right? And the car, and the passenger in the car that was speeding was killed. I remember sitting there the next day and sitting with Debbie and all, like, we will feel this. And so I spoke to the commissioner of DOT, was a associate of us, and we griped about it. The very next day, we were given permission to put speed signs on US 209. As if that's going to bring back that person in class. So what it is basically is we have been contacted, once we were allowed to put speed signs in US 209, we then contacted Sarah Hannah Strether, and we went to a company that makes the radar speed signs that you can put out there. And so we went to Sarah Hannah Strether and we requested $100,000 buy these 4 speed signs, solar speed signs, put on US 209. She approved it. We sent it up to Albany, and DASN, which is the dormitory authority of the state of New York, has now sent us the application, and we are in line to get this month, hopefully. And Friday, Friday the 13th, we're going to send out the application to DASN to get this thing. I spoke to the administrator of the account and said that every single person has a capital fund that they can sponsor. Sarah Hahn is sponsoring this one, and so it's a really good chance that we will get this thing. So, once we get those things, these are mobile, but they can be set in place if you want. Come on trail as well. That's so far.
That hard to travel now. Where only is out there. 294.
Hey, with the-
And 55 miles an hour.
Three.
Well, according, well, I don't know if you guys, remember the thing, it's called the 85% rule.
Yeah.
85% of all the people that drive on, 209
Speeding.
and outside can travel 59 miles per hour. It's 85%. That means, there's a lot of people that drive over 59 miles an hour. So it's a whole bunch of people that drive below that. And that 85% rule is what caused them, what has stated that we are not going to change, speed limit.
But with inside the data, we're not giving up the fight yet. The data is gonna help us to continue the fight.
I mean, they call us a pass-through. I'm still trying to figure out what that means. Why it's passed through us? But everywhere you go down to Marbleton, or you go down to Rochester, go down to Warsaw, you go to Ellensville, and so forth. Yeah, straight right down to Pennsylvania, always that way.
That has nothing to do with
So this resolution, we can't see this because this says. We haven't been granted.
Well, no, this is another, no, we haven't gone through it yet. Yeah.
It's still allowed the supervisor to add.
Right on. That's all it is. All right, so I make a motion to accept this resolution of accepting of Daphne grant funding and execution grant documents. That's all right. Discussion? All in favor? Lynn, I think this is one that you want to talk about.
Your baby.
No. This is just for information.
This is an updated, there's a little change in the paragraph, now therefore be it resolved to say payment cards and electronic checks. And I reworded the following paragraph to clarify that these charges would take effect on March 1st and that they will be paid by the person making the payment.
What is it, Lynn, how much did we pay last year? Card fees?
$6,500.
$6,500 we paid card fees.
We already paid, $1,400 this year.
This is all update now. This is
Okay, all right, so read this over,
We should pass it tonight if at all possible, so we can start doing this on March 1st. We have the policies, but we already looked at this once before. I made changes to the policy. Yes, I think I brought an example of learning and mentoring.
You have to show each regular.
No, we do not.
With
No, we do not. There's leeway in the law. We're not because we're a governmental entity, but this is what we have prepared. So most people will be buying a $10 coupon or $20 tag, and the price is listed what it would be with charges. And the percentage there as well. Okay? And we already actually, we're all queued up. We're sort of ready to go. Just need to complete an IP check at the transfer station with the credit card company. And so we can start having the handhelds programmed and brought to the transfer station, and we can put up a sign. This is going to affect March 1st. So the sooner we can pass it, the better.
Thanks. Thanks.
I make a motion. If you want to get it done by.
We had this on the agenda in December and we looked at it. So we need to do this in order to get this going by March 1st.
All right, so Mike has a motion, why don't we at least get a second, then you guys can discuss it further.
Yeah, I'll second.
Yeah, we beat the 24th, so the 24th would be okay.
We want to warn people that it's coming and we need to set it up so we can start properly.
You want to take, just read a little bit?
Can you email me this?
Yeah, it's a little-
Thanks. Yeah, please. I'll stay on this PDF, but you can email it to me more. That's either, yeah, it doesn't matter.
By the way, none of the towns around set a credit card. So,
So the others all need it.
Ulster doesn't have one. Kingston doesn't have, yep, they don't have. I just made a one sentence about. Yes, please. It's very unlikely, you just have to state it, it's very unlikely you'd have any refunds, but
They wouldn't get the credit card fee back.
no. They would just get a refund in Olive is the only town around us that had a credit card policy. We checked around, other people have passed a resolution, but they don't have policies in place. And this is,
Okay, and you got everything, you said you have everything, in place. Follow the policy.
yes.
Further
Have more
discussion?
questions?
All right. All right. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, man.
Okay, and, we have one other
Hang on.
item.
We have one more topic here.
We ready for that? Yeah. Want to pass this down?
This is a net homeland security and safety services. What's this? This is we got a cyber grant. Oh,
There's one in between, this is one for Stephanie.
this is the, no, I'm talking about the homeland security and emergency services. We got a cyber grant for. For,
Let me see the resolution.
I don't have a resolution.
no resolution, just a statement.
Oh, okay.
Just a statement.
Yeah, okay, the statement's up on the screen.
Excellent.
You want to do the smoke free? Before we get to the,
That's a discussion.
that's a discussion.
We have another resolution.
Yeah.
That needs your attention.
All right.
That's all.
Is this something that you're looking to pass tonight? Or just
Yes.
hasn't been approved?
Yes, because we talked, it's kind of an emergency, so pass it down.
What is it? Do I can I have a copy?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Can you email me this also, please?
No flexibility.
Okay. You have, the candidates?
Yes. Well, I'll be interviewing three people this week and one person really next.
Thing for the, limited, so that it doesn't full time, it just said.
Just so that it
that
remains
shall be allowed
non-competitive.
to work no
She can't work any, right, right.
more than we should,
No, she can't work, she
Can't
can't
work
work,
The clerk civil service is no more than.
so,
The deputy clerk can be more.
right.
Specific to this title.
No, we'll be doing the clerk, Vincent's hired.
We,
if you want.
We need them both there at the same time for at least a week.
The thing is though, that if you become a clerk, plain clerk, once you can work part-time, 20 hours, that's better. Whereas a deputy town clerk, you work full-time. So, what Lynn is wanting to ask him, we have the resolution next time. No, I know, but I'm just saying, what I'm saying basically right now, that, what it is, we already got it on the 15th of February.
She needs to be able to work more than 20 hours for a couple more weeks until
Training.
we have somebody else on board. So she can't do that as a clerk. So the amendment is just to postpone her appointment as clerk to up to 2 weeks after someone else starts working as a deputy clerk.
It's also March 1st.
And, and she's on the tax collector budget line through March 1st.
And she do additional hours.
Yes.
We haven't been told supervision. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, theoretically.
You can hope, you can have the
Yeah,
position.
you can have
Part-time.
You can't.
Is that what you're asking?
No. What I'm saying is. Deputy clerk, they can have a different position.
I already pointed it
No,
out.
I know. She's not saying it's you're asking them to retract the other position.
I'm asking them
And
to,
switch it, but why
amend-
can't she have additional hours? as
I was
the deputy
told-
clerk position temporarily?
I was told today that she could not work a minute more than 20 hours in a
No,
week
as a clerk.
as a clerk. So I'm saying, well, can we postpone that appointment until we get somebody else on board?
The post on
She's
is
currently a
currently.
deputy clerk.
She's currently a deputy
Over
clerk.
20 hours as a deputy clerk.
This
She goes to clerk. So she's requesting.
Can't be both.
the February 15th deadline. that it be extended.
I think I'll just do that, just going to the categories and the questions. Everybody knows what this is about.
Well, maybe we need, what do you need the extended time for?
Well, I don't have somebody else in the office. We're still doing taxes. I had put in for her to be working for the entire, every day for the last week of the year.
Still gonna be in the office.
She's not gonna be, she needs to be in the office when the other person is there for at least a week for training purposes.
You're referring to the new hire?
Yes.
So,
It'll be a brand new hire.
so are you not gonna be there?
I'll be there as well, but there's certain things that she does and she does more magnificently and she needs to train somebody else.
1, 2 weeks.
She needs to be there probably for just a week. But I already have the budget in there for a week in the last week of February. I'm hoping, that that'll happen during that week because it's in the tax collection budget. But if she's a clerk, she's not allowed to work any more than that. But she was already scheduled for tax collections for the
She
full week
also
of.
has the appointment as deputy clerk, but if she's
Right.
working in the capacity as deputy clerk and they pass a resolution authorizing her to have whatever 10 additional hours, up to 10 additional hours per week, and that's different.
I don't know the civil service. I'm just trying, I was told by the civil service says she can't work any more than 20 hours, but we need
Yeah.
flexibility for a few more weeks before that happens.
Currently holds the title of deputy clerk.
She does.
Right, right.
So all she's asking for is to extend
Then
2 weeks.
from 15th to the 21st, right?
From 15th,
First.
I worded it,
You guys have no say. She can appoint me as her deputy.
Right.
She can, she's employed as a clerk by the town.
At the
Deputy
moment-
Clerk, and then also.
Yes,
Yes,
it's-
yeah.
I don't know.
But there's no funding there's only funding for one deputy clerk position. Okay. And.
just need you to amend it so you don't appoint her until someone else is in the position and, for at least a week. So hopefully that timing will be around March 1st. But it could be a week later. That's why I worded.
Don't have to.
Just-
This is a clarification on that. My feeling is it's. do we-
Otherwise, how is she supposed to work that the last week of February? 30 hours or whatever it is. 35. 6 times 4. For 32 and a half hours, she can't, she's already,
So as it sits right now with the previous revenue, it was effective February 15th. And we're just pushing it back, so why don't you guys just change it to,
Okay,
you
so
know, making it effective?
March 15th?
Good, stop pushing buttons.
Well,
And the first March first.
I'm hoping it's March 1st, but I need her for a week when somebody else is there.
Wanna do that?
It's already funded in the tax collector.
Says it, March first.
It says that she's funded on the tax collector budget line until March 1st. And then that 1410 line is mine if she's still doing deputy clerk after that, you know, for a week.
I go with the, March first.
What does
So what
that
are we
mean,
gonna
Mike?
amend the first whereas?
No, because that's just.
That's what we're on already. Okay. So this is written, just extends it to March first.
Yeah.
And you wanna get rid of the budget line thereafter?
Well, for some reason,
Yes,
Yes.
so what's your budget line, Mike?
mine is 1220.
1220. So, take that 1220.
No, I know.
It's just been until March first. Yes, and get rid of the rest.
I'll just get rid of the rest of
Period.
it. That's fine.
March first.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
March first period.
With a motion.
I made that motion.
All right. We have a second.
Okay.
Nothing. All in favor?
Very good, thank you.
On smoke-free town, again, this is basically going to be talking about, other towns in the area have done this.
Send the resolution.
All town property, smoke-free. That is the highway department, the car, the transportation.
I have a question, how do you police report?
Don't police any of this. We don't have any enforcement capability. That's just immigration, if they can, if they really, not like, yes. You know, I guess you could theoretically have a code enforcement officer if we were so penalties in place, but the policy, it's not, you know.
One. Just gonna try.
And there's not, I'm not, that would have the power to. But it is, I'm sorry, making it power to. You guys can put farmer.
We have that on the sign in the top, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure it's town hall too.
Yeah, it is. It's a town hall.
Do we have any, this, like?
Is it,
Yeah.
does this help with that?
Well,
No, I know.
There's a few things.
What's the reason for what's happening? What's the reason for doing
State law says,
Oh, I see, so the town property, if the property is only 20 feet away, then you can smoke 25.
So theoretically, like the parking lots, that's town property.
I got you, okay.
So
they can go on like Plug Hill Road, so.
across the streets, that goes down in.
All right, so this is just a potential.
Yeah, in the
discussion.
backyard.
And then, if you agree with them, you can make a resolution.
But you folks took up the discussion and then, so there's a put it out there, so any, you know, the next meeting, want to discuss, I want to have any other ideas.
But this isn't the policy, this is like, somebody to write up a policy.
Why are we talking about this?
Smoke-free.
Is this,
Why do we need a policy? We've got something that the government.
Well, this is extending it beyond what is
No, the
required under state law.
The government, great, the government say within 50 feet, right, within 50 feet.
Sure. Okay, so
This is saying all property owned by the town. Parking lot. For any of those
Really?
parking.
can't go in cars now?
is there a policy or? I don't know.
Well, a policy is not an ordinance, from what I understand, but they're just bringing this up to get discussion going. And you know, 100% sure whether adopting it as proposed as a policy, not an ordinance, or we can, you know, pass it as it. Take some sort of,
Unless it's medical, something medical.
enforcement capabilities. The only thing is, the only enforcement body you do have is the right on it, right? So,
Right. So that's the problem.
yeah, right.
All right, so we have a discussion and we'll talk about this.
Yeah.
recommendation.
I think that's all the resolution.
Okay, and now, discussion, we already discussed the, pilot facility. Hunting and fishing licenses, when we have spoken to.
As soon as we get somebody else in the office, we'll be working on it.
You actually filled out the application.
We already have all that information, including the bank account information. We already have the bank account set up.
The other thing is, the town Gmail accounts. This is brought up by Gregory. All right, right now we have, there's two plans for the Gmail account. One is for flexible, one's for annual. The flexible is $1,600 more and allows us to, delete Gmail account. All right, as needed. The annual one is you can't delete it only until the annual is over. And I think it's $1,500. I think it's very significant.
Yeah.
So we go with, I would like to go with the annual one. You can make that switch.
What you know?
Gmail accounts, remember, we have 56 Gmail. Right.
We review the,
Right, so basically what it is, that we pay for, those, and, Gregory actually did some research, that the two choices are flexible. This is one we have now. The other one's called annual, means you can't delete it.
It's on there, and extra accounts. Still. Yeah, but if you look at the cost per 32 accounts, there's going to be no circumstances in which we're going to have 32 extra accounts.
Right.
But
And $1,600 savings. All right.
Annually or monthly?
can we go over the list of accounts before you do that?
I'm sorry, what?
We go over the list of accounts before you do that.
We've done that.
Because, we want to have one that's simply foils at townfoil.org. There might be a couple of working
Okay,
things.
let's talk tomorrow. They have. Put it this way, we have given committee members, account authorities, account, where they use it, another story. We'll review the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, the problem here is not what accounts, the problem is how we're paying for that.
Right.
That's the problem.
All right, so we'll review the
Makes
thing,
sense.
bring it back. Okay. All right, the ICN issues we talked about, community foundation substitute we talked about, no create, go.gov.
No, that was just something I sent you, that if there's a way to do notifications, like townwide notifications. I think, I didn't have a chance to look into it, I was hoping somebody.
We've gotten a few solicitations over the 3 years that I've been in Hurley. They tend to be expensive at a time when we're trying to save money. And of course, the problem with anything where you're sending alerts is people have to subscribe to it. So it's a matter of whether you think you could get a significant amount of subscriptions in a town of 6,500 people. Oh, no, I'm in full agreement of the need for them, but the issue is how much you pay versus how much you're gonna benefit from that. Because we can't know and can't guess how many people would sign up for them to get them. If 20 people sign up, it's a waste of money. If 2,000 people sign up, it's a good expense. So the newsletter is impossible to measure by, because most people just read it online. There are people who ask it to be mailed and emailed to them, but we make it publicly available, so that's just not a good barometer. But yeah, it's a matter of whether we think we could get a significant amount of signups to justify the cost. But I certainly agree. Yeah, I certainly agree with the. Right. You have to ask yourself,
Does the government have everybody's cell phone number?
Debbie, can I ask you a question though, is how many people get so many emergency alerts from different agencies, weather things and missing children and whatever it may be. How many Hurley specific emergencies where Hurley residents would not hear about it except from us do you think we would have? I think it would be very, very few. The one that everybody loves to cite was the tornado that happened in the spring of 22. That's 4 years ago. Fires, absolutely. And, but you know, a fire is usually unique to a property, but the emergency, a brush fire, certainly, right. A house fire could mean road closures, things like that. So you got to consider, I think, how many times per year we would need to use this.
And when we've sent out things for people to do surveys and stuff like that, you know, we've got minimal response.
Right.
I know,
Right.
I know, but I mean, people still have to.
Right.
they
To
have
me, the
opt
only
in.
factor is right, getting people to opt in to make it worth the money.
We're looking at this thing here.
Yep.
All right, the next thing is that we are now moving over from, townofhurley.org to,
Town of Hurley, New York, NY, townofhurleyny.gov. They say it's going to happen on Thursday. I know. I'm waiting to see it happen.
Right, right. But what's happening basically is we are keeping both emails. Townofhurley.org, like 60 days, and then.
Everything is going to be redirected for at least 60 days. So like if you go,
Things that everybody that has an ID has to do.
We will notify, we will send out emails to all, everybody, saying things are spelled in.
Right. Right.
This is a government policy.
but there is a grace period. So if people send to the wrong email address or use the old website address, they'll still get to where they're going.
Okay.
So will it reflect that the changes there? So when you go to the .org, will it say, please change your email to a .gov?
I don't think that's going to work it automatically, which is why Samara suggested that people email people on your contact list and let them know. We'll announce the change regarding to the website. We'll announce online on Thursday, but I think each person with an email is going to need to email their contacts.
All right, John, you want to say something about recreation at all?
I have a couple things, if you don't mind. Recreation. So first senior bus trip is March 25th. It's to the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse. I scheduled a meeting with Rich Comerford this Thursday. Rich and I are going to sit down and discuss what he doesn't do, what he needs help with, and what potentially we need to do to make that the kitchen and bathrooms at the town park better. So I'm going to sit with him and we'll go over that. One of the things I do need from you all is to still confirm, I'd like to get these signs approved and get you guys new proofs. I know that we talked about dawn dusk, winter's hour closes. I did call 5 different, I've been in touch with 5 different towns. Olive closes their park, Ulster, town of Ulster closes their park. Marbletown,
When you say closes the park.
they literally close it down.
Winter?
Yeah.
We never have that. I would say if you're gonna meet with Richard on Thursday, talk to Rich about it.
Oh.
You know what kind of traffic he's getting all winter long.
Sure.
Remember, we got trails, people snowshoes through there. I mean, they
Yeah.
do walk.
All right, I'm just saying, just so like we can, but I do need to get that sign up. I don't care if it's dusk till dawn or we decide to do that.
I thought we had already sent you. Just 2 towns closed?
No, Marbletown, they have no gate on their park, but they don't officially close it, but so you can snowshoe or whatever. Rochester, they actually, their road to their park is part of, it's an access park, so they do plow that, but they have no gates in the park. It's not really open. They don't plow the park. And I'm still waiting to get back to the stop. Close. Yeah, so my thing with the park is, and I will ask Rick, of course, I'll get numbers for you guys, but I mean, we plow it, we pay a guy to open it, and potentially who utilizes it for snowshoeing. I don't know if cross-country skiing, I don't know, they let their dogs run free continuously. I don't know. So I will ask. Right.
We're talking about closing from March 15th to April 15th.
March?
I mean,
I would probably
December
think
to March,
like December 1st and whatever.
I know people like the normal.
they do.
Okay, I mean, Mike, you're up there.
How come we don't have a dog park?
Dog park, right next to your office. And then, anyway, so I do need a definitive answer what we're doing with those signs. Maybe they're not, then I can grab the proof, and then I can have that signed. All right. I put into 3 new grants. One was for $2,000 worth of, $2,000 to help us assist in the, dugouts at the park. $1,000 also for the senior buses again, and $500 goes to assist in the legal shredding. In the past, they've helped us with that.
Did you also, one thing, have, early, library, private grant also with the gas?
It doesn't, well, the one,
Make up.
she normally does, but I really want.
So last year, I believe, West Hurley had a grant. The library got a grant, but Old Hurley had a grant.
Oh, really?
No.
No,
Maybe
I don't
different
remember. I know there was.
One of them got a grant,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
didn't get the grant. Yeah, I don't know, one didn't apply. I think West Hurley got the grant.
I don't know. I know Hurley Library got it. I apologize. I don't know.
Okay.
And then, the rec and Hurley Day meetings will be the Monday, the 16th, 6 o'clock for the rec, right into 7 o'clock Hurley Day. Again, I appreciate Diana for hosting the last meeting. Hopefully we'll be able to make some decisions and move forward to Hurley Day this round. Other than that, I just have a couple of requests. No, I think we're gonna decide that. Yeah. That was one of the things that we have all the dates, all the local. So we're gonna go through that and hopefully there's no.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to use, rock and roll, rock,
Yeah.
you can go later.
I know. Yeah. But again, that's gonna leave that up to the committee. Okay. So the last couple of things that I just wanted to talk about also was just the there's a couple of things. Eric Stewart, I think we should re-invite him back. I think we need to know what's going on with the Xana project. Construction season is going to start another 30 days. Is it give or take, Mother Nature? And then the architectural review board.
Yeah, I would let you that.
Now, I know we spoke about ADUs today. Potentially, if we're going to be doing overlay districts where you're going to have potential mixed use, we really need to get the architectural review board done. And anything else that potentially comes into play, I'm not sure.
Architectural review.
Okay, anything else? Okay, make a motion.
Before my company, please. Is there a, finance consultant, we've got knocked down? That I can report to them?
With Mike up there.
There's a policy ongoing.
You know,
I'm gonna put a letter on
Go to the store, knock it down, the time.
it. The mailbox hit by a plow.
We'll fix it.
There's physical damage. Basically, there's physical damage.
Yeah, there's physical damage. If it gets hit by the stone, means the mailbox. We're not gonna replace it. It's you physical damage on the box and hit by the mailbox. We're gonna put a letter out. I have a draft.
It's on the website.
Okay. I'll listen. If there's physical damage, they can call me at the office and we'll add it to the list and get it replaced.
And what's your number? The
The 338-4067.
338.
04.
067? Yep. Okay.
You know, a lot of people, when it snows, they take the heat.
Gotcha.
Yeah. A lot of them.
Right.
They go over repair and just.
So there's a snow plow thing on
Yeah,
the
the other,
top.
when we had the senior student
Of what?
here
Snow salt, see on
at the
the
West
snow salt?
Hurley
Oh, that's
That's
Firehouse,
about
the,
perfect.
West
Let
Hurley
me go.
Fire Department, excuse me, West Hurley Fire Department wants to have a food pantry once a month starting in March. And they want to do it, and Stephanie, I don't know if you can have more information, he just said that, they want to do March, but he didn't have, we didn't have a March calendar yet. The only reason we're bringing up tonight is to find out how we get people to donate. Should we put something out where people just bring stuff to the town hall, until that day, or if anybody had a special day. But if you want to check Stephanie, she said sometime in March, she wasn't sure what your calendar was, it wasn't posted yet.
Yeah, I can ask, but yeah, nothing was brought up last night or commissioners meeting, so I can follow up with someone.
Okay, he said, like noon to 2, noon to 3, and we'll do it once a month, but if it's very popular, they have no problem going twice a month. And, so we just, wanted to discuss what we were gonna, do for the food, not for people to donate, since so many people want to donate. And, you have to bring it up at the meeting.
Okay,
I have more stuff. Since we used to talk about the water at West Hurley, and I see that they were talking about that company should be taken over. I don't know if they would get in touch with you at all.
They have gotten in touch with me and I've been speaking to James and Bella, the executive, Devon County executive. And, he would like for us to take it over. All right, and he said that he's looking for grants to give to us. Yeah, so that's what they want.
I just wondered if they did.
Yeah,
That's all.
we sat down both and then myself.
Yeah, I was. Okay, good. That's all.
We would have to have a large discussion. Creating other traditionalists and say,
So which the town can get the funding for it, where
if we can get it funded.
right, where the businesses cannot.
There is again, an EFC fund, $325 million grant that's coming up in May 1st. And when I spoke to them last year, I asked them to we get this grant, it's upgraded to the system. Because they use the grant, I think, 5 to 6 days again. So they're just waiting on, that to come through.
I just wanted to get it.
It's on the highway page.
That's it.
Okay. All right, I make the motion to open up public comment number 2. And second, all right, discussion. I hear discussion. All right, no discussion. All in favor? Aye. Who wants to speak?
I'm good tonight, I'll give you guys a break.
You good? Okay.
All right,
Well, I would actually, you said you were an assessor. I would like to hear your comments about the equalization rates. You said-
I got that, now, over, yes.
But if you have any thoughts on it, like,
Let me think, but and I'll get back to you, yeah.
that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't read it. It's on my
all
screen.
right, I make a motion to close public comment.
I see it.
All right. Now open the floor. Make a motion to close public comment number 2. All right, you opposed? No, all right.
We'll close it.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now the big one. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night.